Hello everyone, how are you all? Keeping well? In today's video, we will consider potential due to an electric dipole. Now you are already familiar with two terms, electric dipole and potential. Let us recall them. Electric dipole means a system of two equal and opposite charges which are separated by small distance. For example, NaCl, molecule very small in size. And with this we have considered one more quantity that is known as dipole moment, and its magnitude is given by product of either charge multiplied by dipole length. And what was dipole length? Separation between positive and negative charges. Direction of dipole moment was from negative to positive. And what is potential? Electric potential at a point in electric field was the amount of work done to bring unit positive test charge from infinity to that point. So let us use these terms for today's topic. Topic is to find potential at a point due to electric dipole. So we have considered an electric dipole. This is plus q, this is minus q. Dipole length we have 2a, and this is point P, our point of observation, which is at a distance r from the center of the dipole, from point O. So O is just midpoint of A and B, and theta is angle between OP and direction of dipole moment. Direction of dipole moment will be from negative to positive, and OP. So what is the angle between OP and OA, or direction of dipole moment? This angle is going to be theta. And in previous video we have done how to find potential at a point due to single charge. So if I will consider this is the point and this is charge only, then due to this, what is potential at this point? Potential at this point formula will be kq divided by r1. What is r1 representing? R1 is representing the distance between charge and the point of observation. Similarly, V2, this is potential due to negative charge, so it will come out to be minus kq divided by R2. Potential is a scalar quantity, so net potential will be just algebraic sum of these two potential. So when we will add, kq will come outside, and inside within bracket what is left? 1 upon R1 minus 1 upon R2. Now to find value of R1 and R2, we will use law of cosine. This law of cosine we are using when we are not having right angle triangle. The angle between two sides is given and third side we want to find out. So in this case, if I will consider triangle AOP, this side OA is known to me, OP is known to me, AP is not known. So for this I will use law of cosine. Proof of this we will do at the end of the video. So R1 square will be equal to A square plus R square minus 2AR cos theta, and R2 square will be A square plus R square minus 2AR cos. What is the angle between these two? It is 180 degree minus theta. And in second quadrant, cos will come out to be negative. So our result will be R2 square is equal to A square plus R square plus 2AR cos theta. If R is very large as compared to A, we have considered a short dipole. So dipole length is very small as compared to this R. So the same concept we are using here. R1 square is equal to A square plus R square minus 2AR cos theta. From this equation we will take R square outside. So we are left with this. A is very small, and when we will divide it by R, further smaller quantity, and then doing it square, it will make this quantity to be very, very small. So we can neglect this quantity and we are left with R1 square is equal to R square within bracket 1 minus 2A upon R cos theta. And when we are going to further solve it, so we were left with this quantity. R2 square similarly will be in this form. When I will consider this equation back, and we will take square root on both the side. So R1 will be equal to R within bracket 1 minus 2A upon R cos theta square root. Then take reciprocal both the sides. So we will get this term. And when we will expand it binomially, so expanding it binomially, we will get 1 plus nx, and higher power terms being very small, they will be neglected. So this minus half will come down, so minus and minus will become plus. This 2 will get cancelled with this 2. So we will be getting like this, r minus 1, 1 minus half 2a by r cos theta. So this will get cancelled with this, negative will become positive, and we will get this equation. So 1 upon r1 will be equal to 1 upon r within bracket 1 plus a cos theta divided by r. In the same way we can have expression for r2. So 1 upon r2 will be 1 upon r, 1 minus a upon r cos theta. This difference already we have from equations that we have considered earlier. When we will have 1 upon r1 minus 1 upon r2, because actually we were in need of 1 upon r1 and 1 upon r2 to find net value of potential. So subtract this equation from this. When you will subtract, then you are left with 2a cos theta divided by r square. Put this value in the equation for net potential. So after putting this, we will get k q 2a cos theta divided by r square. Now k into 2a, this is dipole moment, so we can replace it by p. This will be kp cos theta divided by r square, and if you want to write it in the form of dot product, then we have written it p as dot product of p and r cap, where r cap is a unit vector in the direction of OP. So this is unit vector, magnitude will be 1, angle between them is going to be theta, P is representing magnitude of dipole moment. So this we are having P cos theta. So P cos theta we can write in this form also. So this will be our net potential. If I will consider the cases here, if your point is on axial line, if your point is on equatorial line, then what will be the value of potential? If your point is on axial line, theta will come out to be 0. So when you will put 0 here, your answer will be kp divided by r square. If theta is going to be 180 degree, if theta is 180, cos 180 will be minus 1. So this will be your answer. And if your point of observation is on equatorial line, theta will be 90 degree and v will come out to be 0. So you can have these cases in this diagram as well. Theta is equal to 0 means this point will be this side. Theta is equal to 180 means this point will be this side. And theta is equal to 90 means here on equatorial line you are going to have the end. Now let us consider the same result with some more information or in some more detail. This is the dipole that I have shown here, plus q and minus q. When you are shifting your point of observation from theta is equal to 0 to 90 to 180, then 270 and then coming back to 360 to 0, then how the value of dipole moment is going to change, this we will see. Value of potential we have kp cos theta upon r square. And if theta is equal to 0, it means your point is on axial line, theta is 0. Then in that case it will be having its maximum value kp upon r square. It means like this. Now you are moving your point of observation from theta is equal to 0 to 90 degree. You will shift it like this. When you will shift it like this, the value of potential will gradually decrease. Theta will increase but value will decrease, because in case of cos theta, cos 0 degree is going to be 1 and cos 90 degree is going to be 0. So as the value of theta will increase, value of potential will decrease. So going from 0 to 90, potential will have its value from kp upon r square to 0. Then coming from 0, from 90 degree to 180 degree, value will again change from 0 to kp upon r square, but sign will come negative. Again when you will have an angle of 270 degree, potential will become 0, and after completing 360 degree, again potential will have value kp upon r square. So this is showing variation of potential due to variation of theta. And this is again one graph. Along this axis I am showing how the potential is going to change on equatorial line with the distance. Along this side we are going to show how the potential is going to change with the distance on a axial line. On equatorial line, you can be at any distance, value of potential will be 0 because theta is 90 degree there. So in this case, any point on equatorial line, electric field will be non-zero, but potential due to a dipole will come out to be 0. And it decreases with increase in distance on axial line. If you will consider potential at point R, then what is the value coming? This is Kp upon R square. If you will go to a distance of 2r, then what is the value of potential coming? Value of potential will be V by 4. If distance is 3r, then it will become V by 9 because it is inversely proportional to square of distance. So sometimes question comes, tell a point where the electric field is not 0 but electric potential is going to be 0. So you can say on equatorial line we are going to have this situation. And if we are considering a difference between electric potential due to a single charge and due to a dipole, then because of single charge, the value of potential we are going to have kq upon r. It means it only depends on r. And when we will consider potential due to a dipole, then potential due to a dipole depends on theta also. It depends on r, it depends on theta, and it is going to have spherical symmetry and it is going to have axial symmetry. Now what is the meaning of spherical symmetry and axial symmetry? Spherical symmetry means charge is here. At any distance you go to any point, distance is r, you join all the points, you will be able to get the shape of a sphere. In this case, this is not like this. in this case, if you are going to consider, this is your point of observation and it is making certain angle with dipole moment. This is the angle, and if you will rotate it, point P, if you are rotating like this, then we will be able to get the shape of a cone here. See, I am rotating. Theta is the same. Only r is rotated about the dipole axis, or like this also you can give rotation. So what will happen? This side we will get shape of a cone like this. So every point that is present here will have the same value of potential. So it is going to have axial symmetry. For this type of rotation, r will remain same, theta will remain same. So value of potential will also remain the same. It has inverse relation with r. It has inverse relation with r square. If we will consider electric potential due to a system of charges, means not two charges are given to us, we are going to have so many charges, and distance of each charge from point of observation is given to us, then what is the net potential coming out to be? So here superposition principle we can apply. We have to consider sum of all the potentials here. So we have assembly of charged particles q1 at a distance of r1 from P, q2 at a distance of r2, q3 at a distance of r3, and qn at a distance of rn. Because of this, value of potential will be kq1 upon r1. Because of this, it will be kq2 upon r2. Similarly, because of nth charge, it will be kqn upon rn. And when we will add them, then k will come outside, and this 1, 2, 3, n we are replacing by I. So we are left with k summation qi upon ri, where I will vary from 1 to n. If distance is not given and charges are given to you in terms of position vector, then how will you find the value of potential? Then as we have done in case of electric field, we will find the distance between the point of observation and the charge that is to be considered. So we are going to have charges q1, q2, qn, and they are with their position vector r1, r2, rn. Our point of observation P is with position vector r. So if I will consider point P, at this point potential due to this charge, it will be V1, that is equal to K Q1 divided by AP. Now how to find value of AP? We will consider triangle of vector addition. This OA and AP, they are pointing in the same order. So I will consider OA plus AP will be equal to OP. And when I will shift this side and put the value, then we will consider AP magnitude will be magnitude of R minus R1. Similarly, you can find magnitude of Rn, and when you will put the value for V1, V2 and Vn and you will add them, then you will get this relation. Now law of cosine I have used there. For this I am going to have one triangle which is not right angle triangle. A, B, C are its three sides, and between A and B angle given is theta. So I will draw one perpendicular, QS perpendicular on PR, and I will consider the triangle PSQ. In this I will find base. Value of base will come out to be A cos theta, and I will find value of perpendicular using trigonometry. This value will come out to be A sin theta. So if I will find the value, this is right angle triangle, this is hypotenuse, base and perpendicular. So square of this will be equal to square of this plus square of this. So QR square will be equal to QS square plus SR square. What is QS value? A sin theta, put here. What is SR value? This whole is B minus A cos theta. Do it square and solve it. You will get the result that we have used. And these two lines, maybe you will need to solve the numerical part. So potential outside uniformly charged spherical shell is given by V is equal to KQ by R, where R is radius of shell and R your point is distance, that is outside the shell. And if you will consider inside, field is 0 but potential will have some value, that is V is equal to KQ by R. So that's all for today. Take good care of yourself.